Motorsport. It's the excitement of power that puts man on the edge and the quest for victory that takes him over. It is one of the most unique motorsport venues in the entire continent of North America. And for the past 3 years, the best in monster truck racing have been coming to Wildwood, New Jersey to take part in Thunder on the Beach. Hi, everybody. I'm Doc Riley, and welcome to the special edition of Wheel Power as we go monster truck racing on Thunder in the Beach 4. The best of the business are here to get top honors in this unique motorsport venue. Stay with us. Side-by-side monster truck racing is coming up next on Wheel Power. Okay, Monster Truck fans, you asked for it. Now, here it comes. The kaleidoscope of some of the most memorable moments of Monster Truck racing.
You got beat by Great Big yesterday, you beat by me today, and I'm happy to start on
Monster Madness. Exciting interviews with the legendary drivers.
I finally beat Bigfoot, the Kong brothers, the whole 9 yards.
From the Monster Truck Challenge at the Atlanta Stadium to indoor action at St. Paul, Minnesota. Yes, they're all here in 160-minute videos for only $9.95 plus shipping. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Charlotte, Indianapolis, California, and more.
He's the best. He's good. But I'm going to try to put it on it tonight.
Monster Madness is a must for Monster Truck fans. More than just a crash thing, but an in-depth view of what makes these men of steel push their monsters to the limit. Remember, only $9.95 plus shipping. 1-800-999-7725. It's Monster Madness. Bulletin, the National Collector's Mint. Welcome back to Wheel Power from Wildwood, New Jersey, and Thunder on the Beach. This event attracts some of the best monster truck racers in the business. Let's take a look now at the lineup of who will be competing here on Thunder in the Beach 4. One of the best all-time winningest drivers, behind the wheel of the Bigfoot 4 from St. Louis, Missouri, it's Dan Runte. From Hagerstown, Maryland, behind the Black Stallion 2000, Mr. Mike Botters. Climbing into the seat of this Wadesboro, North Carolina ride, the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter. The Eradicator, an up-and-coming young gun, it's Andy Silko. From Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Extreme Overkill ride with Kurt Dabney behind the wheel. A guy that will give Dan Runte a big run for his money from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Dennis Anderson and the Grave Digger. The only home state driver in the field. From Pensacola, New Jersey, Robert Fisher and the Liquidator. Keep an eye on the Monster Patrol. From Paxton, Illinois, it's Tom Meese. Out of Huntington, Indiana, the Nightmare driver, Andy Hoffman. From Prattville, Pennsylvania, driver of Sudden Impact, John Seasock. And an up-and-coming driver out of Lee, Florida, The Undertaker, Glenn Bowling behind the wheel. And last but not least, the Wild Thing from North Vernon, Indiana, Tony Farrell's got the ride. A dozen of the biggest, baddest monster truck drivers ever assembled in Wildwood, New Jersey. The beach on one side, the Atlantic Ocean on the other, running on sand. Should prove to be a real challenge. Let's find out what the drivers think about running here at Thunder on the Beach 4.
Well, it's one of the greatest events, of the year. I always look forward to coming back here on the sand here at Wildwood. But this is my third year. The track's a little different than what it is, or has been. I think it's going to take a little more driver skill over that first set. And we're looking forward to a great weekend.
Yeah, this is our first year at Wildwood, but we've raced all this field of trucks all the time. The difference here is going to be sand, which I guess the moisture in the sand is going to have a lot to do with it. It's a good field of trucks, but we're going to do our best to bury them. We'll have to dig them out as the show.
It's packed pretty good out there. They wet it down real good last night and today, so it should really be packed pretty good. I turned the tires around so that we have more traction. And it felt pretty good last night bringing the truck in.
Kind of incorporate what we learned from the past. We put some new shocks on the truck and did a little different tire design for the sand. It's different. We don't race anywhere else in the world on the beach like this, so it's kind of hard to learn. It's a little bit trial and error. So we're going to try our best to do tire combination and loosen the shocks a little bit, and we're going to go out there and do our best we can.
There you have it, every single driver with a different idea on how to tackle the beach right here. Could be some good matchups here in round number 1 as you see the Crusher against Bigfoot. That'll be a big first rounder here. Now, these drivers have run all over the United States, but Wildwood, the beach right here on the sand, and usually it holds up pretty good. Our first pair on the line to kick off round number 1. This should be a good matchup. Andy Hoffman in the Nightmare out of Huntington, Indiana. He's a good hot shoe right here. And he will match up against the driver who can make things happen. Kurt Dabney, the Overkill truck out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. A great first matchup here on Thunder on the Beach 4. Kurt Dabney, the Overkill, who'll move on to round number 2. The Black Stallion 2000. This is Mike Botters. And in the far lane, the Undertaker. Mr. Bolin behind the wheel out of Lehigh, Florida. Should be a pretty good matchup here as a couple of guys get set. Keep your eye on Botters right here in the Black Stallion 2000. He's got lots of experience running all over the United States. My money on the big Ford here in the near lane, but you never know what's going to happen on the beach. They come back out there. It looks as if it's going to be the Black Stallion, Mike Botters out of Hagerstown, Maryland. He'll move on to round number 2. Good first pass for Botters. Everybody's favorite monster truck, at least for the Ford fans. Dan Runty climbs aboard the Bigfoot Ford, and in the far lane, it's Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher. Talk about two guys that have done nothing but win whenever they get behind the wheel of a monster truck. This should be a good battle. The pride of Bob and Marilyn Chandler out of the Bigfoot Racing Organization. St. Louis, Missouri's very own Dan Runty. He's won championships in the past. Up against the winner here at the beach before, Gary Porter and the Crusher. What a great matchup for round number 1. The classic Ford versus Chevrolet battle. Two big guns right there. That one too close to call. Let's take a look at it one more time. In monster truck racing, they both come off the line very, very even. Up to the first jump right there, and that's where Dan Randy gets it. Skies the Bigfoot Cruiser into the next round. A battle of the two big ones. Bigfoot wins that round. A good crowd on hand at Wildwood, New Jersey, seeing the best in the business, the kings of the monster truck racing world at Wildwood, New Jersey. Still in round number 1, a couple of other big guns to come to the line. Tom Mates been here before, Paxton, Illinois, the Monster Patrol. Easy to see him with the big wing on the back. Nate's favorite here in this round. Up against Bob Fisher, the Liquidator, the only New Jersey monster truck-based driver in the field. A walkover right there. Tom Means is definitely set up to run here at Wildwood. He'll move on to round number 2. The Monster Patrol getting it done in New Jersey. There's a couple places you can win this event. The first on the starting line, a good liftoff. But of course, you got to be able to keep the horsepower to the sand. And one of the best at doing that, Dennis Anderson, grave digger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Poplar Branch, North Carolina, out on the East Coast. Up against the Eradicator and Andy Silko out of Frackville, Pennsylvania. The Eradicator got his hands full here taking on the Digger. Typically, Dennis Anderson, one of the best in the business at starting off the starting line, getting a good hole shot and taking the advantage to the finish end. Anderson makes it look easy, gives the crowd a little thrill with a little high-flying action there, and no doubt, Anderson moves on to round number 2 in the Digger. just about ready to put the wraps on round number 1 when Monster Patrol's got to come back and run again. A timing problem took away his time in the earlier running of the round. Up against one of the biggest and the baddest, the Wild Thing, Tony Farrell behind the wheel. This could be one of the quickest side-by-side passes of the weekend. Tom Means for the Monster Patrol again has to run over here in the first round. A timing problem took away his win earlier today. Should be a great side-by-side matchup. Meets for the Monster Patrol in the near lane, the Wild Thing, Tony Farrell on the far side. Both of these guys on the launch, I tell you, it's going to be very, very close as they both go side by side. Let's take a look at this one in replay. They both come off the line almost instantaneous. Now, Means is always big going into that first jump, but on the outside, Farrell seems to catch him. Close race right there. The win will go to the Monster Patrol. Tom Means will move into round number 2, but the Wild Thing has posted the quickest first round slowest time. We may see him back in round 2 as well. Lots of things happening here on the beach in Wildwood, New Jersey. Kind of unique also, the last chance round. It's a consolation round, the last chance qualifier, if you will. The far lane is the Eradicator up against the Undertaker. Stolen behind the wheel out of Lehigh, Florida. The winner here moves on to the next round. The loser gets to enjoy their day at the beach. Andy Sofka in the Eradicator out of Prattville, Pennsylvania. He's got his eyes set on round number 2. The last chance qualifier, the winner moves on. The loser watches this one from the beach. Oh, and a little bit of a false start there. Well, hey, green light says go. You get on it, you stay on it. Well, it sure wasn't pretty. We'll have to find out exactly what the official ruling is on that one. It looked like the Undertaker took a little premature. We do get that from timing and scoring. Andy Sofka will now move on to the next round in the Eradicator. It wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. In replay, you can see as they stage right now, they go on the NHRA-style tree, and the Undertaker bowling right now, waiting for the lights to drop. He, red lights, jumps the gun, and then he says, well, might as well stay in it. You never know what's going to happen. Just like in drag racing, you leave too early at red light, you're DQ'd. The Undertaker's day is done. Round 2 on the way next from the beach. Stay with us as Wheel Power continues. Welcome back to Wheel Power. Doc Riley with you on Thunder on the Beach number 4. We're in the second round of monster truck racing. Now, second round, we started with 12 monsters, and uniquely, just like the beach, we're down to 8. Gave some guys a second chance in the first round to come back in to play here. Second round action. This should be a good one as we match up here with our first out of the box. Kurt Dabney in the Overkill out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. With high revving 572 cubic inch Ford monster truck up against one of the best of the business. Tom Means out of Paxton, Illinois. The Monster Patrol, one for the Chevrolet crowd. Ford versus Chevy doesn't get any better when you're racing side by side on one of North America's most unique monster truck racing courses. Problems right off the bat at the starting line for Overkill. Don't want to take away the win, though. Tom Meeks doing a great job. The Monster Patrol moves on to the next round. Added a new wrinkle here at the beach, a little night racing. Now, that may affect the sand here a little bit, and lane choice may become important as we move further on towards the lane. One guy who's had lane choice almost his entire career, Dan Ruddy, the Bigfoot Ford out of St. Louis, Missouri. Spotted the Maryland Chandler's big gun there. And the Liquidator, Bob Fisher, the hometown hero, the only driver in the field from New Jersey. Should be a pretty good side-by-side battle. Fisher may get the edge for being the hometown hero, but you can never count out Dan Ruddy and the Bigfoot Ford. Maybe an upset brewing right there. The hometown hero may have just done it. It looks as if the win is going to go to, timing and scoring tells us right now, the win goes to Bob Fisher, the Liquidator out of Pennsauken, New Jersey. That, folks, is one big upset. An upset in the making? Is it in the cards? Well, we'll find out. Beautiful night here in New Jersey. First time these guys have run at night on the beach. This should be a good matchup here at the Eradicator. Andy Sofko right now, Prattville, Pennsylvania. He has got a chance right now to make a little history up against one of the biggest and the baddest in the business, Dennis Anderson and the Grave Digger. One thing about Dennis, he does not like to finish second. You notice he goes over that little hump right there in this right lane, and that may be in a little advantage. Just a little cockeye here, waiting for the green light. Digger didn't have any advantage there, just good old-fashioned horsepower as he moves into the next round. Dennis Anderson makes it look easy as the Grave Digger picks up yet another win. Talk about a couple of bad guys here in the far lane. It's going to be a guy that's picked up some wins here in Wildwood, New Jersey. He's run Thunder on the Beach 4 times, and Gary Porter is the winningest driver going in this weekend. Makes his home out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, not too far from Charlotte. The Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter behind the wheel, that good-looking Chevrolet, up against the wildest look. See him snorting a little fire there? The Wild Thing. Mr. Farrell got the steering wheel there. He garages this thing back in Indiana. The Wild Thing in the near lane up against the best in the business, at least here at Wildwood, and Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Going to be close there. Was it the Wild Thing and Tony Farrell, or was it Carolina Crusher and Gary Porter? Only time will tell. Porter picks up another win, and he's well on his way to picking up another championship win here at Wildwood, New Jersey. Porter gets it done, round number 2. So the semifinals will see the Liquidator taking on the Carolina Crusher and the Digger against the Monster Patrol. As the trucks go back to cool down, let's heat things up with the Megasaurus. Hey, why not? You're running monster trucks at night on the beach? Bring in the car-crushing Megasaurus. Well, the old Megasaurus puts the bite on yet another evil card. It's time for semifinal round action right here. This should be a pretty good side-by-side matchup. Now, any place else in the world, you'd say that Gary Porter would have the odds-on favorite to win this one in the Carolina Crusher. Gary's been all over the United States getting it done, but the homestay hero over in the far lane right now has got a good chance. Again, your semifinal matchup, the Chevrolet, the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter behind the wheel. He's been a winner here before. Up against Bob Fisher in the Liquidator, the home state hero. Finds himself in the semifinals with a chance to win it all. Let's see what happens here in semifinal action as they go side by side. Carolina Crusher, near lane, Bob Fisher, the Liquidator, over on the far side. Gary Porter gets it done once again. Experience of the old Chevrolet horsepower puts him into the finals. He will take on the next pair, the winner of the next pair in the finals here at Wildwood. Gary Porter, a winner from Wadesboro. On to the final round. And who will be the next opponent for Gary Porter? Porter, as I mentioned, got all the wins here. Not all of them, but enough to brag about him. In the near lane, a guy that's got some wins here at Wildwood as well. Dennis Anderson in the Grave Digger. This should be a great final because these guys have paired up against each other throughout the entire year for the past several years. Dennis Anderson, the odds-on favorite, the crowd favorite for at least the majority of people, out of North Carolina. He's set, ready to go to work. Up against one of the showboats in the sport, Tom Meeks, the Monster Patrol out of Paxton, Illinois. Well, I tell you, Tom Meeks would love to have another win here against Dennis Anderson. Neither one of them like to finish second. The winners head to the finals. Side-by-side run. That one, we're going to have to wait for timing and scoring. It looks like they came off the line well, got halfway through the run well, came right to the very end. The winner is, we'll go to replay. Now you can see as they come off the line right quick, both tires moving on both trucks. They get into no man's land. Good there. Up to the final jump, and the winner is, on the far side, it will be The Monster Patrol, Tom Meeks in the finals up against Gary Porter. That coming up next. Welcome back to Wheel Power, the moment that everyone's been waiting for. From 50,000 fans here on the beach, waiting for the finals. Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, wants to add another win to his resume here on the beach. The man standing in his way, Tom Meeks, the Monster Patrol. Both of these two drivers are Chevrolet men, so the Bowtie Brigade will walk away happy here. It's final time on the beach. Tom Meeks is staged and ready to go. Gary Porter inches close to the line. Should be a good side-by-side matchup here in the final round action. Gary Porter gets off the line first, but I tell you, it was close on the head end there. Good side-by-side matchup here at Wildwood, New Jersey. In replay right now, you'll see Gary Porter near lane, Tom Meeks in the far lane. And this one looks like it's Porter through the middle part of the course. The key to victory, he keeps his truck low to the ground. Porter's your winner.
Standing here with the winner of Thunder on the Beach, number 4 here on Saturday night, Gary Porter. Gary, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. You know, it was great. Earlier today, I broke the truck early on, got it fixed, and I was really wanting to come out here and do good in front of this great crowd here at Wildwood. I always enjoy coming here, racing on this great beach. A lot of great fans come out here to see us every year, and I'll just, that one was for them.
You had to be in top shape because you had different lane choices to go through, and you had to be in a different lane every time. It seemed like, well, that had to be playing on your head quite a bit.
That's right. Liquidator, he had lane choice in the semifinals. He put me over here in this right lane. Man, it felt great racing him. Come back. Tom put me back in that right lane. And, I sort of worked the starting line a good bit, tried to get it packed down like I wanted it. And when I left that starting line, the truck hooked up and she was out of there. And, it felt great all the way down the track. We done what we came here to do tonight.
That's the main thing. We do appreciate you coming by and talking to us. Thank you, Gary. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.